I spent $2,500 on a mentorship in 2016, and I'm going to share with you one sentence that lady said that made that $2,500 investment all worth it. Now, this was a lady, back then she had earned over $10 million online. She's went on to earn over $25 million now. And she said something, it was in 2016, I remember there's 20 people in this mentorship, and 19 women and me. She markets to women. But I appreciate her messaging, or I used to back in the day. I don't really follow her anymore. She's kind of changed her messaging and targets something else now. But anyways, this is the secret. And it took me years to adopt this mindset. It cost me, it's why I did Uber for so long and had to do Amazon and had to do DoorDash for a bit 4 or 5 years ago, because I didn't adopt this mindset. And so this mentorship was like on how to build an online business. And I remember one sentence she said in there, and I remember hearing it, and it didn't really click. I mean, it clicked, but it didn't resonate, I guess. It took me years to really grasp. I think I grasped the concept, but I never implemented the concept. And she said, the reason I make more money than most is because I make more offers than most. That was it. That was the one sentence that was worth $2,500 alone. I'm not kidding. I've shared that story dozens of times on social media. And then I started finally implementing it, really implementing it last year when I launched Threads Unleashed. I started making offers on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day. And it was just like she said. I learned it 8 years later. The more offers I started making, the more money I started making. It sounds so painfully obvious. Yet there's so many people that I talk to in the creator space. They're just not making enough offers. I ran a poll a couple of weeks back on Threads, and I said, when's the last time you made an offer? Today, yesterday, 1 to 3 days, 4 to 6, 4 to 7, something like that. Or 10 plus. So something like that. Maybe it was 7 plus, But most of the answers were 7 plus, and I can guarantee just about every one of those answers they're struggling. It's hard to make money if you're not pitching your shit. And when I say this, I don't mean come across as a used car salesman, where you have to take a shower after you pitch because you feel so gross. I don't mean it in that way. There's a right way to pitch and there's a wrong way. And there's a lot of people that do it the wrong way, where that's all they do. This message is not for them. This message is for the people who aren't pitching enough, but should be. And I feel you have to earn the right to pitch. So I look at it as kind of like a 90-10 split, maybe 80-20. 80% of my content is value, stories, stuff like that. And then the 10 to 20% is a pitch. For example, I do these daily YouTube videos. They're anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes. I very, very rarely pitch in these emails. In these videos. I very rarely pitch. Occasionally, I would say once every 3 to 4 videos. And it'll be probably a 5-second pitch where I'll say, click the link down below. Now, I'm probably missing out on sales. I should probably take my own advice, making offers, But I really don't pitch. I don't really use YouTube to drive sales. Now, I do make sales from YouTube, and if I did do a call to action at the end of each video, I'd probably make more sales, and I probably should do it. So like I said, I should probably be taking my own medicine here, but I use it more as a nurture platform, and get people on my email list, and that's where I do most of my selling, is on my email list. Social media and YouTube, I use it more to build my audience and to nurture my audience, and then to get them on my email list, and that's where I do most of my selling, is email, So, but making more offers, and like I said, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way. You don't want to just constantly pitch your shit. You got to be able to, you got to be putting out enough content where you can mix it in. Where, like I said, it's kind of an 80-20 split, or maybe even a 90-10 split. I recommend a 90-10 split when you're starting out. But once you kind of establish, 80-20 is a good split, and that's pretty much like a popular number. I write a daily email and I pitch at the bottom of every email. I would say it's 90% value in the email, and then there's 2 sentences at the very end that's the sales pitch. And it's a very light sales pitch. I'm not hitting them over the head. If you want to join my email list, jump on the newsletter down below. You know, I don't hit them over the head. It's not like, buy now, there's only 3 copies left, it expires, or I'm going to kill the baby at midnight or whatever. It's none of that high pressure shit. It's very calm. It just says, if you need more, when you're ready for more help, or when you're ready, here are a few ways I can help you. And that is the pitch. And I just linked to 2 of my products. That is it. It's just very nonchalant, very soft sell. You know, now I do run promotions once a month, and then I'm more aggressive in those promotions. But in my daily emails, it's not like this hardcore pitch. So make more offers. I say it over, if you follow me on Threads, which you can follow me right down below, I say make more offers all the time, and that's the whole idea, is make more offers. Awesome, thank you, buddy. That's okay. My son brought me some water. It's 100 degrees out here in Vegas, so he brought me some water. Which now I'm all nervous because he's standing next to me. I'm talking, but I can wrap up this video. But the secret is making more offers. And I don't mean creating more products, I just mean pitching the one offer that you have and doing it more consistently. Now maybe making an offer might be getting on your email list. I look at that as an offer too. And then get them on your email list, and then you email them and pitch them and you sell them. You know, if you're selling a high ticket program, you're probably not selling it constantly. You have like an open close type thing. So you wouldn't be pitching that every day, you know, but you could be pitching your email every day to get on your email list and let them know, hey, there's a wait list. I open next week. I open for 10 days a month. I open, you know, whatever it is, for 7 days a month. So make more offers. Like I said, that one quote from that lady years ago, she said, the reason I make more money than most is because I make more offers. And it sounds so painfully obvious, and it's just really hard to put into practice. It's one of those things you can see on paper or you can hear me talking about, and it sounds easy, it sounds obvious, and then you go to execute it, and it's hard, you know, because you get in your head, you know, you feel like you're being too salesy, and you got to remember, 75% of the people, if you send emails, open rates are about 20-25%, meaning 75% of the people aren't going to see your emails. And then on social media, they say about 5 to 8% of your audience actually sees your content, which means about 95% of the people don't even see your social media content. You know, so if you're making an offer once or twice a week, like 0.0001% of your audience is probably seeing it. You know, so making more offers, I do it on a daily basis, whether it's over email, whether it's on Instagram stories, occasionally here on the YouTubes. I don't pitch all that often on Threads, 3 to 4 times a week, usually over on Threads. You know, but make more offers. As simple as that sounds, grasp that concept. And how I look at it is, the more offers you make, the more people you help. The more people you help, the more money you make. That's it. Like, really remember that. And you have to be here's the hard part. You have to 100% believe in your offer. You have to 100% believe in your offer, or you're not going to make the offer. And that's the hard part for so many people. You got to truly, truly believe in it. Like your offer should feel like a massive giving, G-I-V-I-N-G. You're not taking anything from anyone. You're giving them something. And Jay Abraham, the marketing legend, says, you know, if you have an offer that you truly believe in, you have a moral obligation to pitch them that offer. And I find a lot of people just don't believe in their offer, and they struggle with selling it. Like the stuff I sell, Threads Unleashed and Digital Product Challenge, like I've seen the change it's had on people, which is crazy because one of them's $17 and one of them's $37. And to say I've seen the change in both of those products on products that cost less than $50, I'm not bullshitting. I've seen the change on both products. That, you know, the Digital Product Challenge, people say the 2 things I hear the most is they feel a boost in confidence and they feel proud of themselves. For $37, like I feel really good about selling that at $37. And then Threads Unleashed, I've helped dozens of people earn their first dollar on the internet from Threads Unleashed. I've had so many people say, you gave me the confidence to be myself. I was coloring inside the lines. I was, you know, drawing inside the box. You gave me permission to be myself on Threads and on social media for $17. You know, so I have the testimonials to back it up in my belief in both of those products, where I feel I have a moral obligation to pitch those products. So I have no reservations or hesitations on pitching the shit out of both of those because they're damn fucking good products. And again, I've built them all, you know, I launched them and then I took feedback, I've made improvements and stuff like that, and then I hear testimonials, and the more testimonials you hear, the more belief in it becomes. You know, so if you want to make more money, start making more offers. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this up, go inside and thank my son again for bringing me some water. I thought that was really cool. He saw me walking home. He was riding his bike and I was doing a video, and then he met me with a cup of water. So hit that subscribe button down below if you like these style videos. Also, if you have comments, questions, concerns about selling PDFs, drop a comment down below. I'll do my absolute best to answer them. Check this video out right here. I average $540 each and every day selling silly little PDFs on the internet, and I broke down my entire system in that video. You can take it and run. You don't have to give me a penny. Just promise me one thing, you're going to actually implement it. All right, thank you.